Well, good morning, everyone. Today is April the 15th. This is MightyStream, and I am going to do your Just for Today in a meditation for today. Good morning to you, first of all. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I greet you today. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation. This is the H.O.O.D Recovery Services Program, and H.O.O.D stands for Hope Offered on Demand. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. I hope to have an inbox from you today. Looking forward to talking to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the Just for Today and see what it has for us. Okay, so this is a cliche that we use in recovery. Keep coming back. April 15th, the quotation from Basic Text, page 27 says, "We have come to enjoy living clean and want more of the good things that the NA fellowship holds for us." My throat is a bit scratchy, so let me take a sip of this. Try that again. We have come to enjoy living clean and want more of the good things that the NA fellowship holds for us. Can you remember a time when you looked at the addicts recovering in NA and wondered, if they aren't using drugs, what on earth do they have to laugh about? Did you believe that the fun stopped when the using stopped? So many of us did. We were certain that we were leaving the good life behind. Today, many of us can laugh at that misconception because we know how full our life in recovery can be. Many of the things we enjoy so much in recovery are gained by actively participating in the fellowship of NA. We begin to find true companionship, friends who understand and care about us just for ourselves. We find a place where we can be useful to others. There are recovery meetings, service activities, and fellowship gatherings to fill our time and occupy our interest. The fellowship can be a mirror to reflect back to us a more accurate image of who we are. We find teachers, helpers, friends, love, care, and support. The fellowship always has more to offer us as long as we keep coming back. Just for today, I know where the good life is. I'll keep coming back. This reading today is a good reading. It's a just reading, meaning that I believe it has valid grounds in making the statements that it makes. First of all, because we know the continuum of time is progressive and it's progressive forward, right? The only time progresses or relapses or go backwards, regresses, is in our minds, right? So if I am thinking about the past in that present moment that I'm in, and I'm thinking about the past, I am no longer present. Is it in reality? No, because everyone that's viewing me, watching me, seeing me, they believe I'm in the here and now with them, but my mind has regressed into the past. Time is always moving forward, and we can waste a lot of time by staying in the past mentally. This reading is just because it says Narcotics Anonymous always has more to offer us if we keep coming back. The fellowship right here, right? always has more to offer us as long as we keep coming back. So that's kind of like, thank you, Captain Obvious, right? Definitely. The fellowship will have more to give to us if we stay in forward movement with it. The only way that I can keep coming back is to get to the next opportunity of coming, right? So tomorrow or later on in the week, in the month, if I am planning on recovery, I am planning, right, just for the day, I am planning to succeed in recovery. I'm planning to move forward in recovery. So this one is a very simple reading, but it is a very real statement. What I want to say here, I want to make sure I hit this, because if I'm in the past, if I'm regressive mentally and I'm thinking that all of the fun days that I ever lived were in the days that I used, and I'm missing those days, then I haven't committed myself fully to the process of keep coming back, the process of recovery, right? Because recovery not only covers back over or brings back what was lost, but it also promises a future, right? It promises restoration in the here and now. So there's some things that I probably don't need to gain back, but that sense of self, that sense of being before the actively using that was lost, I have an opportunity to be restored to sanity. And that is a process of recovery. You know, when you have a surgery, I just had one Monday, they put you in recovery afterwards. And generally speaking, you don't interact with anyone but the nurses and the doctors until they have seen signs that you have been restored or that you have recovered back to your normal functioning, your normal self. And I will say to you today that I want you to think about that. I want you to think about all that you passed through, all of that pain, all of that hurt that you inflicted on yourself, as well as probably you were victimized to some extent, and you probably victimized other people by your actively using the harm that you caused. I want you to think about that. And I want you to think about today, having admitted that you have a problem with the disease of addiction, right? That your life had become unmanageable. You came to believe that you could be restored to sanity, and you turned your will and your life over to the care of God as you understood Him. You took a fearless and moral inventory, a search of yourself, right? And you shared the exact nature of this with one other person and with God, right? You became entirely ready to have these defects of characters that were removed from you. And then you humbly asked God to remove them. Then you made a list now with yourself at the top and other people that you owe a direct amends to. And then you went on to talk about that with someone else, your sponsor, and decided how to go about making these amends, whether it be direct or indirect, right? And you did that wherever possible, except for when to do so would cause some harm to yourself or others, right? And then you go on and you promptly admit when you're wrong. You promptly admit it. And through prayer and meditation, you continue to have like a conscious contact with your higher power, praying only for the knowledge of your higher power's will for you and the strength to carry that out. And the result of these spiritual principles, from working the steps, you then go into service and try to carry this message to the individual that is still suffering, the addict that is still suffering, and to practice these principles in all your affairs. So there's nothing about the step work and the principles therein that is regressive. Only to look at your patterns in step 4, right? To look at how you conducted yourself so that you can be more aware of them as you move forward. This program has nothing to offer to you other than hope for a positive, bright future. You have to commit to keep coming back. So if the person listening is an individual that has relapsed repetitively, and maybe you're beating yourself up over the past serves one purpose: to give you better direction for the future. And you shouldn't be in the vicinity of anyone that wants to continually remind you of your past and how much harm you caused. You need the fellowship. You need a sponsor. You need people in your life that believe in you. And this stage of recovery that you're in, as you keep coming back, you become more fit spiritually, mentally, right? You become more fit physically. You become more fit with time. And as time passes and you become more grounded in these spiritual principles, now you're ready to do all of the other stuff. Now, no, we don't come into the program and stop living. I'm not going to interact with people until I get through my stuff. No. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that you want a sense of wellness before you make any major decisions in your life, so you don't have to regret them and end up putting them on your list, right? This is a beautiful program. I'm excited to be with you today. I believe that this is applicable to anyone, because a lot of us have things in our past that we regret, but they should serve only one purpose, and that is to learn from them and to move forward. We can use them so that we don't continue to make the same mistakes over and over. You know, I'm excited to be with you. We have reached the end of the week. It is April 15th, and today's Just for Today was on keep coming back and the beauty in moving forward into positivity, right? So I thank you very much, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Take care.